Let's make some beautiful shortbread cookies for the holidays. I've got 1 cup of salted butter. To that, I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of icing sugar. This is also called confectioner sugar or powdered sugar. So we'll get that in there. There we go. I'm going to grab my mixer and I'm just going to start creaming this together. Okay, that's perfect. Once that's nicely creamed, we're going to add in our flour. So I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour here, and I'm just going to sift that in as well. And there we go. And then I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Grab my mixer one last time, and we're going to start incorporating this. Okay, that's perfect. I haven't even mixed that for a minute, and you can see that it's really nice now. When I grab it together like this, you can see how well this is coming together. A really beautiful dough. Really nice like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to split this into 2 discs. So there's my beautiful dough. I'll just separate that into 2 discs. We're going to chill this down in our fridge, and then we're going to make some beautiful holiday cookies later on. So when you do make your discs, get them on your plastic wrap, and you really do want to try to squish them down because they chill more evenly this way, and it's just a lot easier to roll out. You know, if you have a ball and you try to roll out that ball, it just doesn't work very well. So just get it in there, flatten it down as much as you can, and then that one's ready for the fridge. And then our second disc. And just squish it down. And that looks good. Fold it up, and that one's ready for the fridge as well. So I'm going to chill both of these down, and I'll be back about an hour later. So my nice dough has been chilling for a good hour. We'll get a little bit of flour down. And then I'm going to roll this out. You can see the beautiful specks of vanilla in there. You can use any cookie cutter that you like. I'm going to be using a beautiful star, and I'm just going to cut out a few stars. And I do have a tray ready to go right here, and I'm just going to get these right onto the tray. I think what I'll do is I'll just move this over so that everybody can see a little bit better. And you can make your cookies as thick or as thin as you wish. Oh, those are going to be really nice. And when you are cutting your cookies, try to cut as close to the other ones as possible so that you maximize, your surface area of your dough. The more you get out in one shot, that means less rolling is required. And this is just a very simple cookie for the holidays. So I am going to re-roll, so I'll get this all rolled out, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, that's good. Ready to go again. We'll get a few more done. So I'm using 1 disc of 2 from our original recipe. So this is disc number 1. So you're probably going to ask, how many cookies am I going to get? Well, it all depends on how large your actual cookie cutter is and how thick or thin you roll out your dough. So it really depends. And I do have my oven preheating right now, 300 degrees Fahrenheit. So whenever you're moving something really delicate, try to use both hands and move it in a way so that you keep the integrity of that shape, because you don't want to deform it. Perfect. And then just before they go into the oven, I'm just going to put some little cherries on the top. So I've just cut up some cherries and I'm ready to go. So I've taken my cherries and cut them in half. Now what you can do is take your finger and just depress right in the middle where your cherry is going to go. So a little bit of a push. This is optional, you don't have to do it. But it just allows a little area for your cherry to sit in. Perfect. And then just grab your little cherry and just set it on top. And our last one. And those are ready for our 300-degree Fahrenheit oven. So I'm going to pop these in the oven. I'll come back, I'll tell you exactly how long I bake them when I get back. Okay, here's my beautiful tray of shortbreads, and they baked for exactly 20 minutes in my 300-degree Fahrenheit oven. And one thing that you want to do when you're baking shortbread is don't overbake them. You do not want to see any brown edges. If they're brown, that means that they're overdone. And I'll just lift one up and just show you underneath. And you can see that they're not brown either on the bottom, and that is totally normal. That's the way they're supposed to be. So I've got a nice little plate here, so we can just take these off our little silpat, which is this little silicone liner. If you don't have that, you can use parchment paper, or you can just bake them directly on your cooking sheet. But these here, really, really, really delicious. I hope you try this recipe out. So I'll try one of these out. Look at that. Oh, really, really good. I love shortbread. So we've come to the end of another recipe. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.